Sasa wacha nikuchekeshe kidogo. Nishai kunywa pombe mara moja.
Tulikuwa tuna preach.
Yes.
Maswala zima.
Yeah.
La kuabstain.
La kuabstain. And I'm glad that you really did for the longest time. Tukatoka tu tukakutana Mombasa Road. Ako hapa, ako juu yangu. Akafungua dirisha akaniambia, "Ala, tuweni boss wangu." I had challenges with my esteem. Lots of challenges with my esteem. And you know when you're suffering self-esteem, it manifests in different ways. So for me, it was bedwetting. I was stabbed 3 times. Mmoja wapo wa watu ambao walikudhuru ako kwa deathbed yake.
Hello, Mama Vipi, how you doing? Karibu, the Queen's Podcast is back. Tafadhali, makofi vigelegele shangwe. Of course, with your girl, Bonema Sharia. It's been like a whole I don't want to say a year, but wow. Karibu sana to the Queen's Podcast. And this time round, we are on Future Live. Mambo mazuri kabisa. So, and I am very excited leo. Mgeni wangu jamani, huyu ametumwa kutoka mbinguni. Kwa sababu this guy discovered my voice. For real. You know, it was my first day as an intern. Nilikuwa nafanya Baraka FM kule Mombasani na sasa nimeingia pale, okay, ninakwanga tu hivi. So I remember I was just in the newsroom chatting, and then my guest, Bwana Anthony Ndiema, akasikia sauti yangu, then he was like, "Who is that? Yule ni nani?" Akakuja akanifuata, akaniuliza, "Wewe ni nani?" Akamwambia, "I'm Esther." Anthony Ndiema.
Yes, asante. Hapo sasa. Do you know? Hiyo nini yako haijawahi poa.
Nakumbuka kutukuza ulikuwa unachoka.
Unapiga ni kama
napiga kumaliza.
Kumaliza, kumalo sio?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see you and to have you.
Do you know? I've always been wondering, kwani mimi sina content? Sitawahi feature kwa hii podcast ya Mwende.
Unajua? Biblia inasema kila kitu kina
wakati wake. Katika
kitabu cha
kumbukumbu
siku
inaitwa Mhubiri.
Kitabu cha Mhubiri.
Naam. Majira na nyakati.
Yes. You guys we did a gospel show together.
I know.
Tulifanya 20 ngapi ile?
2012. 13 2012 February.
2012 February.
I think so, yes.
Wewe ilianza 2011.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Tukafanya mpaka 2013.
Yes.
2013 nikaweza
kusema
champion.
Tunaongea sana. Acha tu. I'm good.
Yes.
It's really nice to see you when we have been on this journey. Siku moja nitashare. Tulikutana kivipi? Na ulikuwa kwenye club inaitwa vipi?
Lakini club.
Sorry.
Yes.
Si club burudani.
Exactly.
Yes, club zile za organization.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mimi nilikuwa deputy chairperson.
Wa hiyo organization.
Inaitwaje?
So tulikutana na Mwende alikuwa kwenye club inaitwa Diani Abstinence Club.
Rudia tena?
Diani Abstinence Club.
Tulikuwa tuna preach.
Yes.
Maswala zima.
Yeah.
La kuabstain.
La kuabstain. And I'm glad that you really did for the longest time.
But I know you were board of that organization.
Imagine.
And you did so much work, especially huko Diani, na Mombasa kwa jumla, kufundisha vijana on matters, of abstinence. Kwa sababu kule maswala ni mengi.
True.
Kuna maswala ya, vijana wanapitia maswala ya early marriage, early pregnancy, madawa, kule unajua vile. Tulifanya kazi bwana.
I know. Nakumbuka DAC.
Ulikuwa board member. Sasa uko pale Baraka FM.
Imagine. I was in my early 20s.
Ulikuwa kijana barabara.
Ulikuwa kijana barabara sana.
Let me ask you, how many years now katika
taaluma sio?
Taaluma hii ona bana.
It's about 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
Kama mimi 15 now.
Yeah.
15 now.
Right.
Ile ya Mombasa alafu sasa hapa Nairobi 14 years.
14 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
Sisi tumeshakuwa veterans.
Jamani.
Sisi ni veterans.
Hey, it's been a while.
You started as a creative because nakumbuka ile time ukipanga sauti yangu as a creative and ukaingia katika utangazaji. Now you're a media executive. I'm so happy and proud of you. Unajisikiaje when you're serving in these positions, you know, programs controller, head of radio, you know, coming from that creative young person that I met that time. Unajisikiaje sasa?
Yani, it's been such a beautiful journey. And I really appreciate the beginnings. Zile beginnings zilikuwa nzuri, manake zilitushape.
Yes.
Mimi nilikuwa nafanya kazi I think 18 hours in a day.
Wapi
Baraka FM? 18 hours. Mwanzo naingia kipindi cha asubuhi chemichemi. Unaambia watu asubuhi mpaka 4. Ikifika 4 am unaingia ku produce medley breakfast. Alex Makideo.
Yes, na
Esther Ngoma. Then you produce at 10 am. Now you get into your creative work.
Yes.
You push paka 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. So those foundations were really nice to, you know, just to shape us into media. Zile siku hakukuwa na Facebook.
Hakukuwa na Facebook?
Instagram.
Hakukuwa na hizo vitu, ilikuwa
ni
hiyo radio na gazeti.
I'm sure ukiambia champ kuna siku hakukuwa na internet na
not understand.
Yeah.
So right now you're here, man.
Yeah.
Media exec, you make decisions in media organizations and serious decisions for that matter.
Right.
Being in that space, iko namna gani?
It's been very good. By the way, I have broadened not just media, but I've also gotten into the line of communications. So later on, I went back to school. Nikasomea communications. So and they intermarry. So media, communications, really intermarry. So
I would ask, what's the difference? Because wao wanajua communication in media.
Yeah, true.
We are talking about media and communication. What's the difference?
Yeah. So media is basically the tool. And when you think about traditional media, we call it legacy media. We are thinking about print media, magazeti.
Yes.
We think about broadcast, which is radio, TV. But now there's a new one called digital or new media, which is this. Yes. And this is the future.
This is the future.
This is the future.
This is the future.
Yeah, this is the future. So when you think about media, you'll think about those three. But when you think about communications, I have an organization, I have government, international government. How do I create visibility for these organizations?
Okay.
How do I manage crisis for these organizations in terms of publicity? So that then, PR will get into that. And then the bigger picture is I have an organization, I need to run it internally and externally. So I need to do internal and external communications. So external communications is where now you engage with the media. That's where media comes in. Yes.
Unajua kwenye hii nchi, hata mtazamaji anajua, when you talk about Anthony Ndiema, anyone ambaye ashasikia jina lako, tunajua mtangazaji wa gospel. Hallelujah. And you've done so well in that front. And tunakushukuru sana. Mimi mwenyewe kama mtu ambaye nishafanya kazi na wewe, unajua kidogo tufanya kazi Baraka FM off the hook.
Karibu to host.
Kwa sababu hiyo time nilikuwa nimetoka intern news.
Then
I got so bored. I was so bored.
Where was the news?
Nikamwambia this time wangi, thank you very much. What is our audience ulikuwa naongea nawe nakwambia.
Kule.
Acha ikose kuwaka. But I remember I was your guest on Off the Hook.
Yeah, it was the first upbeat gospel program I did. Yeah.
You've done many. Umefanya hiyo Off the Hook in Baraka FM.
Yes, hiyo chemi pale Baraka. Then I came and did Shangilia. Hope FM.
Big.
Yes, that was a really nice season.
That was so big. Unajua ulivo move now from na wewe. My friends akina Gabriela, akina Lina tulimove.
Yes.
So
Shangilia was really nice.
And imagine it was a gospel. Ilikuwa gospel lakini ilikuwa yani imebeba.
That's true.
Sasa afuka maisha umefanya pale
Safari.
KTN Tukuza.
Yes, KTN Tukuza. Then I've done Shangwe.
Yes.
On Radio Maisha as well. Yeah.
KTN ile ulikuwa ninio hii atatukuza ile kufanya ile.
So KTN kumekuwa na a number of shows. We had Tukuza, then we went to Tendereza. Then ikaisha na Sunday Best.
Wale Tendereza ni nini?
Yeah, originally it's Ugandan. Tukutendereza. It was a hymn during the Great Revival.
Okay.
Yeah,
was it always your dream to be a gospel presenter?
No.
What?
It was never my dream until when I was yani hiyo ni story. That's a very interesting story.
Sasa ni pesa.
Yeah. So I had a terrible high school life. Terrible. I had issues. A lot of issues. But Mungu akanisaidia.
Yes.
Nikaingia campus. So when I go to Kenyatta University,
what problems?
I had challenges with my esteem. Lots of challenges with my esteem. And you know when you're suffering self-esteem, it manifests in different ways. So for me, it was bedwetting. Let me tell you, it was an issue. You know how that you're a teenager.
In a boys' school.
Yes, in a boys' school. I mean, it was a really nice boys' school. So that happened until almost Form 4, and you can imagine how heavy that can be. So uko na pimples, yani unahepa darasa uende uchukue nini zako upeleke nje urudishe. So that was quite a challenge.
Yeah.
So when I got into campus, my father is a mechanical engineer. He just retired juzi. Yeah, from practice. So he wanted all of us to be engineers. Now when we engineers, lakini sisi tukateleza bana.
Ulipata lakini
nilijaribu. Physics, I think I got either C+. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, hata hesabu nafikiri ilikuwa B-.
Tusiongee mambo yangu.
Lakini
focus na wewe.
Lakini kabla pale nilikuwa napiga 8, 7, 10.
Na nijua 100.
Najua 100. Pale Fondo Mungu alionea tu huruma huyo kijana. Yeah, so when I was in campus, I went and did a course I did not want to do. Because by the time I was finishing high school, I wanted to either be an architect or an engineer. Sikupata marks. So nilipata B-plane. I got a B-plane, so I couldn't qualify. Sasa nikiingia kampo, I got to do education. English na literature. Lakini nilikuwa na shanga, do I really want to be a teacher? I was not sure. Na hiyo time nilikuwa nasikia Hope FM. Kuna dema alikuwa anaitwa Tina Nzuki. Yes, she was doing very, very well.
Yes, sir.
So nikiwa from third year, ndio hiyo kitu ikakuja land. I want to be like that lady. That's why
Tina Nzuki is your inspiration.
Imagine she is. I've told her enough times.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so then now that journey, nimefanya education. How do I get to do this? One day, I love this story. One day, tukaitwa, we organize a careers day. So mimi nilikuwa kwa hiyo ad hoc committee. So tume organize, so morning tuko na our professionals wote. In the afternoon we got into seminars. So kulikuwa na seminar inaitwa ya media. Hiyo seminar haikuwa na msee. I think ilikuwa na, do you remember Nzomo?
Tulikuwa
yes.
You know, ad ya kwanza ulinifanyia wewe. Ad ya kwanza when the one talking about Mbaraka FM.
Yes.
Ndio uliniambia nifanye nini?
Maziwa ngamia.
Maziwa ngamia. Mangambi. Anjua niambia nifanye.
Imagine.
Na lakini nililipa.
That was it. Ulilipwa?
Nililipa mimi.
Very nice.
Yes.
Unaweza kulipa kitambo kufanya vitu za
so Moses akanifanyia the next one akalao nilisema kitu kingine but I don't remember.
Yeah. So I was with him in campus. So hiyo room ya media kulikuwa tu na yeye na I think it was just him. So mimi nikasema let me get in here to cover the shame of the committee. Kumbe sijui naingia wapi. The person who came to speak to us was a gentleman called Peter Anaminye. Unamtaja? Sasa Peter Anaminye was in charge of FIBA radio that included Baraka. So akamaliza akasema, I'm not just here to teach you guys. I'm here to scout for talent.
Wow.
Akasema, are you guys interested to do radio? Hey! Very fast. And that's how we found our way to Mombasa.
Baraka.
We had never been to Mombasa. Na tukapata na Sheila.
Yes.
And that slowly by slowly things. Sure, nilianza kwanza ilikuwa comedy. We started as comedians. I was a comedian. Tulikuwa nafanya show inaitwa Cheka na Baraka. Saturday.
Segment hapo ilikuwa saa ngapi?
Saturday it was a full show, but then we used to do tips, bits of satire kwa the breakfast program.
Oh, really?
So mimi nianza radio kama comedian, imagine.
Sasa hivi here you are.
Yeah.
Nataka tusonge mbele kidogo.
Yeah.
Sasa of course I've worked with you in many katika sehemu nyingi sana.
Right.
Kama nilivyotaja. Sasa hapa juzi tumefanya kazi Maisha.
Yes, Radio Maisha.
Kwa muda mrefu sana.
Yeah.
Na you being a Christian. You know, so co-host but also you a host, lakini pia bado wewe ni you're Christian, you know.
That's true.
Wewe mtu ambaye umekoka unampenda Kristo.
Yeah.
Hapa tuko kwenye Maisha pale sasa. Maisha inapigwa hivi.
Let me tell you. So I was at Hope. Left Hope. Mimi niona tu article kwa gazeti wana advertise assistant programs controller. Nika apply. Na nikajipata.
Yes.
All out.
Yes.
So it's been a great experience. I'll tell you for sure it's been a great experience. You know what, Mwende? Kristo mwenyewe.
Asante.
Alipokuja duniani hakuenda kufanya kazi zake kwenye makanisa na masinagogi. He actually got to mingle with people.
Yes.
And he mingled with prostitutes. He mingled with the tax collectors. Alikuwa na kina Zakayo pale wanacheza sana. Na pale ndo huduma ipo. And the Bible says it very clearly. The harvest is plenty, the laborers are few. So I consider myself as a marketplace ambassador.
Agree.
So sikudanganyi. Hata pale kwenye club there's an opportunity for ministry right in there. Everywhere.
Umezungumza club. Nikakumbuka tulipiga choma na ngoma. Choma huwa ni concert kwa ikifanywa huko. So nakukumbuka ilikuwa last year.
Yeah, last year. That was a tough one.
Nilikurumia.
Yeah.
Because I was the host for the event.
Yeah.
You go backstage, so we are helping wasanii come on stage and stuff, and you are managing the artist.
Yeah.
And pale backstage, watu ambao mmefanya concerts, what happens at backstage.
Yeah.
Artists are getting ready, and they're getting ready in different ways. Pale mapiga, vitu vinapiga, watu wanasmoke, nini. Then nikamwona kidogo wa moshi mwingi. Like, how do you unastamili vipi? Ukiwa unajua bado wewe ni kwa sababu wengine wanaangalia wanashindwa wasemea mambo ya dunia, cannot be in such spaces.
That's right. I'll be very honest. Some of those have been very, very challenging. But I'll tell you something. And this was, for example, my win during Choma. I really value integrity. I really value integrity.
Yes, I know that.
So an opportunity came. Here you are, you're managing monies and lots of monies and budgets. And yet you have an opportunity to compromise proper, even with the artist. Nampigia artist, unaambia, so this is the lineup, unaambia, you have to talk to this artist and sign a contract. So artist anakuambia kitu cha kwanza, unamuza budget yako ni ngapi? Anakuambia budget yangu na yako ama yangu kwanza.
Oh, is that?
Yes, it happened. And that is for me, it's a great opportunity to practice integrity. And I'll tell you, I'll not mention the artist. There's one artist who gave me 2 figures. And one of the figures was really high. Akasema hii ni yako na yangu. Na hii ni kama unataka yangu. So mimi kama tafadhali. Najua ni mambo yako, sasa umeingia zone, hiyo ndio unataka. For the sake of other things. Yes. So mimi nikamwambia, I will pick yours.
Yeah.
And we went all out and signed the contract. Later on akanitafuta. Akaniambia, how did you do that? Mimi sijakutana na mtu.
Wow.
Anafanya hivyo. And then, do you know, to date, we're having conversations. He says, I really admire you. We even now got to talk. Akaniuliza so many things about myself. That was an opportunity to do ministry.
Yes.
Right there.
Wow.
Because they see what you do. So it's been quite a challenge, but I'm glad that in all that I've been able to practice.
Me what I liked about that particular, especially ulivyosimama at that front, you know, you're managing Chuma na Ngoma. I was like, you see, apart from what you mimi ninavyoamini Kristo, because I'm also a Christian.
Yes.
Si Kristo tu wa kusema na kuonekana, it's doing.
Right.
And how will you challenge people through our lifestyles? Vile unaonekana because you are actually ilikuwa ni biashara, unafanya biashara mtu.
Yeah, exactly.
Kuanzia kutoka kwa wasanii mpaka show inafanyika mpaka tunarudisha mapato ya biashara, and I was very happy about it. Now, speaking about ministry, kuna watu ambao kanisa mimi nimelelewa kanisani na wewe unajua umelelewa kanisani vile vile. Kanisa sometimes na judge sana. Hai, sasa wewe uko hapo, you bring your thing, unafanya kazi. As the church, have you ever found yourself in a place where unasikia kama church inakujudge kwa kuwa katika secular media?
Ilianza 2010 when I left Hope.
Yes.
And I came to Standard at Radio Maisha. So ilikuwa wewe vipi umetoka kwenye station ambayo ni ya Kikristo umeingia kwenye secular media. So it started there. For me, I had an advantage because I was doing gospel programs. So that was a cushion for me. Anyway, ako huku lakini bado anafanya tu vipindi vya gospel. It was a bit of a cushion. But I tell you for sure, I have met those ones. I have met people in places who ask me, so how do you run a station like that? That's a business. So someone has entrusted you with their business to run. And for you, it's to deliver on that business. For me, again, I say, that's a marketplace opportunity to do ministry. All right? So I have not had a very hard... sijapatana na watu ambao wameni kulia na ugumu sana kwa sababu ya hiyo kazi. Probably I've just been advantaged in that front.
Have you ever thought about doing other shows other than Christian shows?
I have had an opportunity to do them, but for me, I think I got a wisdom, a certain type of wisdom, and for me the wisdom was this station has given you an opportunity to be a brand. Listen to my words very carefully. Brand. To be a brand. To be a brand. Yeah, and I really want to appreciate a gentleman called Tom Japani.
Oh yes, please.
Yes.
Flowers. Let's give him his flowers.
Yeah. Because he actually, God used him to give me that wisdom. He said, "You are a gospel brand." Correct. So we don't want to lose that brand because of other shows you're doing, and so that really helped me to be at a point where I'm saying, mimi ni brand when you are gospel, and I want to stick to that brand. Of course, deep down, I know it's beyond the brand. Of course. It's doing ministry and so on and so forth. So that really safeguarded me. Yeah. Na nikabaki tu hapo. So sijafanya show ya secular, and I'll not want to do that. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm not sure I want to do that. Yeah. Kwa sababu nikupe my reason. Sababu yangu ni kuna watu ambao tumebebana kuanzia nikiwa Baraka, and they've always known me as a gospel presenter. So Hope FM tulikuwa nao Radio Maisha, yani for the 20 years I've done gospel program. Siku ambayo nitafanya secular program, Rumba show. Yes. Brought to you. Rumba. Those same people will actually, and some of them you've really worked with them for a very long time. Those are the people who will think, lakini Ndiema zile shows alikuwa anafanya za gospel. Mbona anafanya? You know how that, especially for young believers and other people, what that makes, or rather what that does to them.
Ukuwa gospel presenter inakupatia pressure ya maisha, like to appear certain way, to not be seen in specific places. Sasa kama sasa hapa wine zipo, lakini sisi unaona hatuwezi kuweka hapa.
Man, hapo nitoa jazo bana. Iko na pressure yake kwa sababu, so for me it even has more pressure. It will be very easy for a pastor. Kwa sababu anajua expectations zake ni hivi na hivi, and it's black and white. Mimi niko kwa media, traverse both gospel and secular media. So there is pressure to align and not to be seen in a certain light. And imagine I really like it that way.
Yeah?
I really like it that way. That it also gives me an opportunity to stick on the straight and the narrow.
Yeah. Maana wengine watasema it's pressure kwa sababu sasa hiyo to stay like kusimama hivi kwa mtaratara.
Alafu pia maisha yangu tu I think from the way tumelelewa tumezoea tu hivyo. So mimi sasa wacha nikuchekeshe kidogo. Nishai kunywa pombe mara moja.
Lini where?
Na nikwambia pombe nilikunywa inaitwa busa. I kid you not. Nilikunywa busa nikiwa class 4. Tulikuwa tumeenda hizi my traditional circumcision ceremonies. Sasa my cousins nini tumekaa hivi. So tuka pressure tu na tulilewa. Tukajipata asubuhi kwa grandmother's kitchen. Tulitandikwa. Tukaambiwa siku nyingine mtakunywa pombe. Mtajua. So imagine that's...
So you've never taken alcohol other than
I've never taken alcohol.
And smoked anything?
Nothing. So, hata kampo mazi hata na pressure, sikuwahi. Yeah, so ukiona hainipei pressure, ni vile tu pia imekuwa hivyo for the longest. So hata ukiweka hapa tu, yani nini burudani, mimi naona tu sema, yani sijatamani, pia sijaitamani.
Tukirudi nyuma sasa hapa upande wa being a media exec and having served in different umeserve katika radio stations bora.
Yeah.
Mimi nishikuwa.
Ndio hivyo.
By the way, kwa Baraka tulikuwa
on top. Yes, it was the leading Christian station.
Aisha, what is your most
satisfying? That's really nice to hear.
When you look at life like that, sometimes you really appreciate.
That's true.
Ujaikuwa kwa vitu zina feel? Hallelujah.
Nipatie.
Yes.
Na hatuwezi.
Haiwezekani.
Mungu hatakubali.
What's most satisfying kitu ambacho yani kimekuridhisha zaidi being in such spaces?
People. More than anything. People. When I was in Baraka FM, I worked with the best people then. And most of those professionals are in the leading stations. Even today.
Yes.
And they're top presenters in other stations, including yourself.
Yes.
So people has been one. And then just being at a place where you're making an impact, for me making an impact from the gospel aspect, but also where business is successful. That has been such a privilege and an honor, and working with people who are, I will say this, the few times I've been in those stations where it's not been working, it's really been very sad. And you know it. It's been really sad that you're working with people who are frustrated, depressed, in really bad situations. It affects you. How do you deal
with that as a leader? Because sasa mimi nimekuja presenter, nimekuja nimekwambia hapa okay mimi sikujangi.
Hata nitumie example yako.
Yes. Maybe I'm not doing this.
I'm tired. Yes.
Maybe tomorrow I don't think on the next 2 days.
Nitakuja kazini. Hiyo pia ni ukweli. It's also true what you're saying.
So dealing with different personalities. And these are great people in this country. Wana majina tajika nini na nini, but you're there to be their leader. Kuongoza imekuwaje?
Sasa nitakupa mfano.
Usitumie wako.
Sitatumia yako. Yako nitaitumia baadaye. The day Jalas came to work with Radio Maisha. Mzee Jalas mwenyewe. Yes. So that Friday, Jalas was going for a party in Naivasha. He had a white Range Rover. Jalas kwanza alikuja, I think day 2, day 3 akaniambia, sasa sikiza. Mimi sifanyangi kazi during public holidays. Nataka ujue. Number one, sifanyangi kazi during public holidays. Siku zingine nitafanya kazi. Ikifika masaa yangu ya kutoka nitaenda. Hii story ya sijui niweke hapa 8 hours mimi sijui. Akanipatia tu hivyo na akaenda. I think that was a shaping time for me. To understand that you're dealing with very different people and personalities. But let me tell you something very interesting, which all media executives need to understand. There are people, you bring people because of value.
Absolutely.
The reason why I bring you, because of the value you bring.
I bring on.
Both on air.
Yes.
And off air.
Yes.
And part of off air is online. I ride on your online, engagements to make money.
Yes.
So Mzee Jalas alikuja kwa sababu ya on air. He is such a great entertainer.
Yes.
So utilize that. Anything beyond that is an addition.
True.
And so for me, I discovered to work with people differently. Kuna watu hawamind kukaa kazini na saa yote.
How si mimi. Kuuliza nini?
Yeah.
Leo tuko hapa. Mtangazaji gani ashawahi kukusumbua zaidi? Kazi wako.
Hii miaka yote.
Kiongozi katika idara ya wanahabari.
My goodness. Kitambo ningesema ni Jalas, but he became a very good friend of mine. Oh my God. Sasa hiyo siku alikuwa anaenda na ile Range Rover, nilikuwa na Toyota 110. Kagari kadogo. Tukatoka tu tukakutana Mombasa Road. Ako hapa, ako juu yangu. Akafungua dirisha akaniambia, "Ala." So these are the exact right. So wewe ni boss wangu. Aje.
And trust me, I knew he said that.
He said that. He said wewe ni boss wangu. Aje. Hata unaweza kumlia mafuta ya wiki mzima. Hiyo kitu nikajitia moyo ndani ya Bwana. Yaani hii msana niambia aje hivyo. But you know what? When I look at all the presenters, we've had issues with some, but we've resolved our issues. So I can't point out and say we alinisumbua sana. Imagine, and you go and talk to anyone I've worked with.
No, you're a good boss.
We've had a good relationship. Yeah.
You've done well. Mimi mwenyewe nakukasirikia.
Kwanza najua kudeal na wewe sana. Wewe hiyo siri sitatoa leo. But you're really interesting to work with. Yeah. You also know your place.
Yes.
You also know your place.
I know what I want.
Yes.
And sitasumbua lakini nitasumbua.
Utasema professionally inakuanga hivi. I know two other ladies like you we worked with.
Yes.
So you just need to know how to deal with the professional part of it. How utawahi kuja useme vitu zako za nyumbani?
You like for me I never.
Haujanipatia tu za kazi na hiyo ndio issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nitarudi kwa mambo yako binafsi.
Yes.
Ule mwaka ambao ulipata masaibu ya mguu. Mguu uko namna gani sasa kwanza?
Si mbaya.
Si mbaya.
I have lower back pains quite a bit, but I've managed. God has really helped me.
It's how long since this?
It's 2008.
Oh.
Yeah. Nikitoka tu Baraka when I came to Hope.
It was here in Nairobi.
Yes. So it's been many years. I thought I will find full healing in 2-3 years. It's taken longer. I still do quite a bit of rehabilitation, but majorly I've discovered swimming really helps.
Yes, I do that quite often.
Yes.
Kwa mtu ambaye hafahamu tu kwa haraka upesi ilikuwa 2008. Alafu kwa issue ya mob justice.
Yes. Yeah, so ilikuwa Kawangware. I think it was a setup. Kuna mtu alikuwa ananifuata nilikuwa na hela. So they did that setup for mob injustice. So I was lynched. It was really, and then so I was stabbed 3 times.
What?
So kulikuwa na 2 on the side, then there was one stab that went to the back all the way to the spine. So then my lower knees were totally out.
Walikuwa wanaona wewe ndiye walikuibia kutengeza mazingira wewe ndiye mwizi.
Yes, mimi ndio mwizi. Kuna vitu sijaelewa mpaka saa hii. But I'll tell you something so interesting. There are 2 people who came to my rescue, a Sudanese lady, a Sudanese gentleman and a Ugandan lady. So we became friends. Kuna siku yule binti wa kutoka Uganda kaniambia, mmoja wapo wa watu ambao walikudhuru ako kwa deathbed yake. Alipatikana na issue, akapelekwa Kenyatta, akahepa Kenyatta. He had just escaped Kenyatta like 2 days. So ako kwao huko tu Kawangware. So akaniambia, do you want to come and talk to them upate closure ya hii story? The reason why she said that is because it was a family, walikuwa ni watu wanajulikana baadaye. So akaniambia, would you want to? And I went. And got into a very small dingy place, found the guy lying down. tukaongea. Hata amefanya so much crime, he has no idea, but I saw it an opportunity to speak to them about hope and Christ. So spoke to them. Of course, he was very adamant. He was very angry with his life, very adamant. So he pushed me away. Okay. But he died 2 days later. 2 days later after that. So that ordeal was quite something. I was usually very sporty. So that days I look back, I can't run.
Yeah,
I'm not able to run.
Kwa mtu ambaye afahamu labda hajakuona, unatembea kama
tunachechemea. I have a limp on my right side. Yeah.
Ilibadilisha nini na nini kwa maisha yako? Apart from the fact of you saying you're very sporty.
Yeah. I think I was a bit bitter the initial days. You ilikuwa a major one, but then I was able to find help and heal from that. So when we got married, we were very tuliagree na mke wangu kwamba tutapata watoto after 3 years. So my parents were very anxious. So after 2.5 years, my dad finally got the courage to call me. Akaniambia, my son, are you okay? Sasa alikuwa nafikiri kuliharibika. Anyway, I have kids down the line. So and our first sponsor, Sunday. So other than that, I think it's also become a ministry opportunity where I get to share and engage people and just encourage people. Yeah, I wish it would be better, but I'm glad that I'm alive and here.
Nitakuuliza kitu katika wanahabari wako using the Christian shows that you've had, umeleta story nyingi sana za Wakenya. Actually your way of doing media is through storytelling. That's true. Yes, and you've done that quite well.
Na tunarudi pale sasa on the digital front.
Yes,
it's coming up. Yeah.
So mimi mwenyewe tumefanya na wewe stories zingine.
Yes,
nini.
Yeah.
Story moja ambayo ilibadilisha ama yani it's your most memorable story ambayo unakumbuka? Yule jamaa yule alikuwa ni mama Jeneza.
Anaitwa nani?
Jina lake nadhani
Kibera. Yule ni stuntman.
Mama Jeneza.
Yeah.
Watu wakizikwa, rich people when they're buried.
Yes. Ule story yake bana. Mine was a very heavy one. I interviewed a lady whose name is Muihaki. I think Muihaki went through abuse, very heavy abuse. Bwana yake alikuwa anamwabuse sana, lakini ilifika mahali alimfuata. Kuna wakati alikuwa so alikuwa I think the guy just had paranoia because my wife has left, and the wife left because she was being abused. So alikuwa anaenda kutafuta wanaume wengine. Kuna siku alimfuata pale BS OTC town, akamwagia mafuta petroli, and she put her on fire. That really was very heavy.
Is that the hostess? Some of that's a different one.
That's a different one. Yeah, that's a different one. Tumetembea na Muihaki quite a bit. That was so heavy on me. I felt how mtu anakuwa mnyama kiwango gani. It really affected me.
Yeah.
Very deeply. Yeah.
Actually, our director here was asking me the other day, but we were just having a meeting. How do you deal with all these stories people bring to you, and they're just telling you things, and they're just telling you sadness. How do you like let out? What do you tell them? How do you? Debrief.
How do you debrief? Yeah. For the longest time I didn't debrief. And people kept telling me, how do you debrief? I never debriefed. There was a time I actually now sat with someone and we just talked about it. Kendi helped at some point.
Okay.
So nowadays I've been very, very intentional. Okay. Anytime I do a heavy story, I intentionally find someone to help me just share And my wife, by the way, my wife has really helped. And she will sit me down and tell me your story. So how does it relate to this and the other? And over time we realize it becomes lighter. But it's important to debrief.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is, I know that. Unapendana na mke wako sana.
No, she's a really nice lady.
And you've been married now for how long?
14 years.
14
Getting
years.
to 14 years now. Yeah.
Ikoaje pale maisha ya ndoa miaka yote? Katika kizazi hiki.
I know.
Hapo it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Kwa ndoa kusurvive. Na yours is here.
Yeah, Mungu ametusaidia sana. Yeah, we do a lot of things together, so that has really helped. Tulianza, ours was rocky.
Really?
Yeah, tukianza. It was so rocky by good. Tungeachana kitambo sana. Lakini Mungu ametusaidia tu. She's Nono is very, I think she's very intentional. She is very intentional. She just pulls me into things. Najipatanga tu tuko class fulani. Mimi nimeileta tu nimeingia. Then by the time you're finishing that class, you've worked with her the journey, and then you've also grown.
Yes.
You now understand things better. Saidia sana kukua you intentional. Anakuvuta tu kwa vitu. Now when the kids came, she keeps pulling me into parenting classes, you know. There's a class we're doing now called How and When to Talk to Your Kids About Sex.
Oh, interesting.
It's a very interesting. And you know when you need to start? 3.
Best.
Yes.
Best is alone and different one is just no. Help me.
There's a way you do it as you keep growing. But 3 to 5 is ndakupea hiyo leakage. Wanajua vitu mingi sana hawa. Wa siku hizi.
Bestie.
Ai. You will be shocked.
As we're winding up.
Yes.
Wewe Anthony Ndiema, super great, radio TV host, great media exec. You
super great.
What's your ideal now? Since you've worked in a lot in radio, Niambie, what's the ideal radio station in the 21st century? Inatakani when you radio line
Yeah. So a lot has changed. Yes. We can never be traditional anymore. We can never be traditional. I told you, digital is the future. You can't run away from this. Do you know what, Mwende? As you think about this, you need to be thinking about online radio.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Utaanza na watu 200, watapanda, wakigrow, but again you describe your quality of people you want to listen to you. But my ideal radio today will be a radio that does not just speak to the ear, but it speaks to the ear and it also speaks to the visual, the eye. All right? Think of what other people are doing in the world. Think of podcasts. All right? I had a great conversation with a lady who's in charge of Sub-Saharan Africa, Spotify. So they've been monetizing music, but they've gotten to a point where in the next 1 or 2 years in Africa, they're going to monetize content. All right? So radio initially was radio by appointment. I need to come on radio between 2 and 3 to listen to Mwende. But it's changed. Now it's moving. Yes. So radio that speaks to the ear, speaks to the eyes, but it's also everywhere. I can find it
everywhere.
On the internet, on phone, on an app, and so on. So in Kenya, where we are right now, I will think about radio that I can listen to, but I can also watch. But more than that, I can get pieces, bits and pieces that are not just on that terrestrial radio, but are everywhere. I can go on demand and find it on my phone, and find it on Spotify, and find it on other platforms that are audio as well.
Niko sawa.
Niko correct. Niko correct.
Thank you so much.
You're headed the right direction. Asante sana.
Thank you so much for taking time. Vitu zamani hizo tumeongea. Of course, right here on the Queen's Podcast, being broadcasted live on Feature Live. I've been your host, Neto Mwende Masharia. Of course, follow us on all social media platforms for more.